The Japanese archipelago, a string of islands on the eastern edge of Asia, disappears into the mists of prehistory. These myths, like the story of the sun goddess Amaterasu, provide insight into ancient Japanese beliefs and values. They tell of a world shaped by divine forces where emperors descended from the heavens to rule the land. Archaeological evidence suggests that human habitation in Japan dates back tens of thousands of years. The first inhabitants, likely migrating from mainland Asia, faced a challenging environment. They adapted to life on these volcanic islands, learning to live in harmony with nature's rhythms. This deep connection to nature would become a recurring theme in Japanese art, literature, and religion. Around 14,000 years ago, a new cultural period emerged known as the Jomon period. This era, named after the distinctive cord-marked pottery its people produced, marks a significant shift in Japanese prehistory. The Jomon people were hunter-gatherers, relying on the land and sea for sustenance. They developed sophisticated tools and techniques for hunting, fishing, and gathering nuts and berries. Jomon pottery, with its intricate designs and varied forms, provides a glimpse into their artistic sensibilities. These vessels, often decorated with elaborate patterns, were not merely functional objects. The Jomon period laid the groundwork for the transformations that would occur in the centuries to come. Around the 3rd century BCE, a new wave of cultural influence arrived from mainland Asia, ushering in the Yayoi period. This period witnessed the introduction of wet rice agriculture, a practice that would revolutionize Japanese society. Rice cultivation, requiring irrigation and communal labor, led to larger, more settled communities. These communities, in turn, gave rise to new forms of social organization and political structures. The Yayoi period also saw the arrival of metalworking techniques from the continent. Bronze and iron tools and weapons gradually replaced earlier stone implements. This period of transformation set the stage for the emergence of a more unified and powerful Japan. The Kofun period, named after the massive burial mounds, Kofun, constructed for the elite, marks the emergence of a more centralized and hierarchical society in Japan. These impressive tombs, often keyhole-shaped and surrounded by moats, contained lavish grave goods, reflecting the power and wealth of those interred within. The Kofun period is also significant for the rise of powerful clans and the emergence of the imperial line. While the exact origins of the Japanese imperial family remain shrouded in legend, it is during this period that the first emperors consolidated their power. These early emperors, claiming descent from the sun goddess Amaterasu, held both religious and political authority. This period of cultural exchange and political consolidation laid the foundation for the emergence of a unified Japanese state. Section 5. The Asuka period Buddhism blossoms in Japan from 538 to 710 CE. The Asuka period marked a pivotal moment in Japanese history with the arrival of Buddhism from the Korean kingdom of Baekje in 538 CE. This new religion, with its emphasis on compassion, karma, and the possibility of enlightenment, had a profound impact on Japanese society. The ruling elite embraced Buddhism, sponsoring the construction of temples and monasteries. Prince Shotoku, a prominent figure in early Japanese Buddhism, played a key role in promoting the new faith and establishing a centralized government. He issued a 17-article constitution outlining principles of ethical government and social harmony based on Buddhist and Confucian ideals. Buddhism, initially embraced by the elite, gradually spread throughout society, influencing Japanese thought, art, and culture for centuries to come. Section 6. The Nara period, a golden age of Chinese influence 710 to 794 CE. Inspired by the Tang dynasty of China, the Nara period witnessed a conscious effort to emulate Chinese models of government, administration, and culture. The imperial court moved to the newly constructed capital city of Nara, modeled after the Tang capital of Chang'an. Nara became a center of learning, religion, and the arts, with scholars, artists, and monks flocking to the capital. The Nara period saw the codification of Japanese law, the establishment of a system of provincial administration, and the creation of a vast Buddhist temple complex at Todaiji Temple. This temple housed a massive bronze statue of the Great Buddha, a symbol of the power and ambition of the Nara state. This period of intense cultural exchange enriched Japanese civilization, laying the groundwork for the development of its own unique cultural identity. Section 7. The Heian period, elegance and aristocracy, 794 to 1185 CE. The Heian period, named after the new capital city of Heian-kyo, which is modern-day Kyoto, witnessed a shift away from Chinese models and the flourishing of a distinctly Japanese aesthetic. This era was marked by the rise of the Fujiwara clan, a powerful aristocratic family that dominated court politics for centuries. The Heian court became a center of refinement and elegance, with an emphasis on beauty, poetry, and the arts. Heian literature, notably the tale of Genji by Lady Murasaki Shikibu, provides a glimpse into the lives and loves of the Heian aristocracy. This period also saw the development of kana, a phonetic script that made it easier to write in Japanese. The Heian period's legacy of aesthetic refinement and cultural innovation would continue to influence Japanese art and culture for centuries to come. Section 8, the rise of the samurai and feudalism, 1185 to 1600. As the Heian period drew to a close, Japan entered a new era characterized by the rise of the samurai, a warrior class, and the emergence of feudalism. The Genpei War, from 1180 to 1185, a protracted conflict between the Minamoto and Taira clans, marked a turning point in Japanese history. The Minamoto victory ushered in the Kamakura shogunate, the first of a series of military governments that would rule Japan for centuries. Under the shogunate system, real power rested with the shogun, a military dictator rather than the emperor. The samurai, owing allegiance to their feudal lords, became the dominant military force in Japan. Despite the tumultuous nature of the times, the rise of the samurai and the feudal system laid the foundation for a new social order and paved the way for the unification of Japan under powerful warlords in the late 16th century. Section 9. Conclusion, a legacy before the Tokugawa. The centuries leading up to the Tokugawa period were a time of profound transformation for Japan, shaping its cultural, religious, and political landscape. From its mythical origins and the early settlements of the Jomon period to the rise of powerful clans, the arrival of Buddhism, and the emergence of the samurai, each era left an indelible mark on the nation's identity. The Jomon period's hunter-gatherer society laid the groundwork for later cultural developments, while the Yayoi period's introduction of wet rice agriculture and metalworking revolutionized Japanese society. The Kofun period witnessed the rise of powerful rulers, paving the way for the emergence of a more unified Japan. The arrival of Buddhism during the Asuka period had a profound impact on Japanese thought, art, and culture, while the Nara period saw a conscious effort to emulate Chinese models of government and administration. These eras, each with its unique characteristics and contributions, collectively forged the foundation upon which the Tokugawa shogunate would build a more unified and prosperous Japan.